Have you ever felt like time slows down or speeds up? Like a minute can last an hour, and an hour can vanish like a second. What if that's not an illusion, but the truth about the nature of reality? In this video, I'll show you 3 scientific proofs that time does not exist the way we think it does, and the third one might change the way you look at your entire life. Let's start with science, the place where everything is supposed to make sense. Albert Einstein said over a century ago, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." According to the theory of relativity, time isn't a line, it's a dimension, just like length, width, and height. This means that everything, past, present, and future, already exists, just in different coordinates of the same spacetime. Imagine you're riding a train. You only see the landscape passing by the window, but the entire track already exists. From the first station to the last, you only see one piece at a time, but that doesn't mean the rest isn't there. Time works the same way. We're simply moving along the track of reality, point by point. So when you look at a clock, it doesn't actually measure time. It measures motion. And we decided to call that motion time. Maybe time doesn't flow at all. Maybe we are the ones flowing through time. Here's where things get strange. In physics, there's something called the block universe theory. It says the entire universe is like a gigantic block, a structure where everything happens simultaneously. There is no past or future, only different coordinates within the same block. And our consciousness moves through it like a flashlight across a panoramic photo. We only see one part at a time, even though the whole image exists from start to finish. Sounds philosophical? It is, but it's also backed by experiments. Quantum physics suggests that the present can actually change the past. For example, the delayed choice experiment by John Wheeler. Scientists sent particles of light through a special setup and discovered that the way an observer looks at the result now affects how the particle behaved earlier. In other words, the present modifies the past. It's like watching the final scene of a movie and, just by looking at it, changing the beginning. Absurd, and yet physics says this is how the universe works. So if the present can shape the past, could the future be influencing us right now? Now let's enter the place where science meets philosophy. More and more physicists, computer scientists, and philosophers suggest that time exists only in our consciousness, that reality isn't sequential, only our experience of it is. Think of a video game. The game world doesn't fully exist until you look in a certain direction. When you turn the camera, the system renders the scene, frame by frame. The rest of the world waits in memory, ready to appear when needed. Some researchers believe our reality works the same way, that time is nothing more than the way the mind, or perhaps the system, renders reality one moment at a time. Without this mechanism, everything would be one infinite present, impossible to comprehend. Now imagine the simulation stops, the game ends. Does time stop too? Or do we simply wake up and see that everything was happening all at once? Maybe time doesn't flow at all. Maybe we are moving through something that has always existed and always will. Maybe the past never disappeared. Maybe we just aren't looking in its direction anymore. And if that's true, then the real question is, are we really aging, or are we just moving along a path that's already written? Let me know in the comments what you think. Does time truly exist, or is it humanity's greatest illusion? This was the Z-Zone, facts that sound like fiction. Don't forget to subscribe before time stops existing. Transmission ending, and remember, the unexplained is just beginning.